All right, as you may know, we are not professionals here. We're a couple of guys who love Disney, having a good time. So once again, during the actual podcast, I messed up the microphone. I had some technical difficulties. I've got this new microphone, so right now this should sound pretty good, and this should be the gold standard for what you should be hearing from my voice from now on, here on But Mostly Disney. No, I'm not going to talk like that. But anyway, the content is good. You really should check out At Home Imagineering. I'm sorry that the quality is not great, but I'll promise to do better next time. So have fun and enjoy.
Gather round, you Disney nerds, got a story for your ears. Filled with magic pixie dust. Tater and Andrew are here, but mostly Disney is the name of the podcast here to play. Laugh along to what they say. So tune in, grab your mouse ears. Let's all give a cheer for Disney. Times are here.
Hey guys, and welcome to But Mostly Disney. I am Tater, coming to you from a different microphone tonight, apparently. And with me, as always, is my friend on the other end, Andrew.
Good evening, everyone.
And I am really excited tonight. So I stumbled across, and if you have not, I've been kind of pumping it out this week, but At Home Imagineering. And if you have not been to this website, please go right now because it's spectacular. But bring your wallet, bring your credit card, because it's hard not to spend money there.
Everything.
And so once maybe I may or may not be wearing a shirt I got from there already, and I got it a while ago, and I've worn this to the parks and gotten a lot of comments and head turns, which I like. You know, something a little bit different. And so with us is Andy Baird. Baird, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
From At Home Imagineering. Welcome.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on my first podcast ever.
Woo!
So this should be exciting. Yes. First time live. Hello, chat.
Well, I want to hear, I guess, let's hear, well, just tell us about you. Tell us about who you are, where you're from, and how your Disney origin story, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, so I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So any Pittsburghers out in the chat, any Yinzers out there. So yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, I went as a kid, and, we flew down as the family a few times when I was a kid. And internally, I was just building this, without even really knowing it, building this appreciation for, I think, what Disney has to offer that other amusement parks and, other entertainment didn't have to offer, in its attention to detail, how serious it takes itself in those regards, in design, and those sort of aesthetics. And, being inspired by things like the monorail and all the technology and the animatronics. Like, as a kid, you're just having fun. But as I grew up, and, we kind of stopped going when I went to high school and when I went to college, but there I am following kind of those passions that I picked up at the parks. So I went to school for civil engineering. I always had a passion for architecture and design and art, all that was really kind of introduced to me, again, without me really even knowing it, at Disney. In the resorts we stayed, like Coronado Springs was such a big inspiration to me, getting exposure to different cultures and different architecture and design and things like that. That was kind of really what set me on the path with Disney and with my life generally. And ultimately, it's kind of what led me to At Home Imagineering. Is I realized maybe Imagineering proper wasn't for me. And I have a family here in Pittsburgh and everything, but I could still do similar things every day at home. And I can still bring in some of those principles of Imagineering to my home and hopefully to your home too, through my designs and products. So that's kind of the backstory of how it all started.
So, do you do something else besides At Home Imagineering, or is this full time?
I do, yeah. No, I still work as a civil engineer, so I actually work in transportation, rail transit transportation. I've had a couple really close calls to getting to work on the monorail in Disney World. When they put in the signaling system, probably like 2012, I think, is about when they put that signaling system in, when you can no longer kind of go in the cab. We bid on that. The company I was working for at the time bid on that.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I got to see some cool kind of behind the scenes stuff as part of that. They sent us some documents and everything from Disney, but we ultimately did not win that project. However, the company I work for now is the company that did win that project. So in the future, there's a chance that maybe you'll see me riding the monorail with a yellow vest on, doing
Oh,
some testing.
that would be
That'd be really
incredible.
cool. It would be
Should
really
be
cool.
awesome.
It would be a cool roundabout way to get
Right.
there. Yeah.
So how long have you had this website? How long have you been doing this stuff?
At Home Imagineering, it kind of started actually a little bit more practical. I was working on this house that we re-renovated, and I thought At Home Imagineering would be more kind of like crafts, kind of building maybe techniques to use in your home if you want to renovate a bathroom or something, and bring in some Imagineering type of inspiration. So that started about 4 years ago. It was about 3 years ago that I decided I think my better lane is product design, artwork, and things like that might be more accessible to the everyday person that's not renovating their bathroom. So yeah,
And
3 years.
And so you're an engineer, but do you love art as well? So do you do some of these designs, or are they're yours?
Yeah. I always had a passion for art and design. So as I was going to school for civil engineering, I was taking design courses as well. I really didn't know what ultimately my path would be. It's just a safer bet to be in engineering, but I mean, I always wanted to find an outlet to do the design. So yeah, all these designs come through me. There might be various inspirations. Certainly the shirt you're wearing there
Right.
was inspired by some of Jason's ideas and things like that. But yeah, ultimately those designs are all mine. Yeah.
The other one I have, and I love, and it might be my favorite Disney T-shirt, is the monorail American flag one. That
I got that on right now. Yeah.
it's really, really cool. It's just a great shirt, and again, At Home Imagineering, it's easy to find, and it's good quality. Like I love this one, and I have one. It's real thin. It's just good material. Like it's well made. Which sometimes you never know what you're getting when. But this is like Etsy times a million. This is everything I have is legit. And then I just got the tug your strap keychain.
That's a good one. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
They're sold out, by the way, now.
Yeah, which
They
is
are
sold
sold
out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are restocking probably in the next week. So keep a close eye out. We are restocking soon.
It's
Got a lot
really
of stuff in my cart.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I posted that, there was a guy who'd worked on a ride in Galaxy's Edge, and was just like, "Well, I have a real one," and showed me a pic. I'm like, "All right, dude, that's good for you." Mine says "tug the strap" on it, so you can. We ended up having a nice conversation about it, but it was really funny.
Yeah, thanks for the compliments, by the way. And that is a huge part of what we do. We're shooting for quality. I mean, really, at the end of the day, like I said, this isn't my full-time job or anything like that. I want to provide the best quality at the best price I can give out. So, quality is the utmost importance to us. So
Yeah, and again, I'm not sponsored in any way, but I reached out to Andy, and I didn't even know it was Andy at the time. It was just I just sent an Instagram message out because I was like, this stuff is so cool, and it's better than a lot of the stuff you see, right? Like it's awesome, really well made clothing. All right, so tell us about like the contemporary model, like.
Yeah. So last year, 2025 was the year of 3D printing. So yeah, for anyone that's followed us, we released a lot of different models in 2025, and I think it was all building up to ultimately the contemporary. I started, actually, the first one I have here is the monorail tracks. Let me maybe show you really quickly. So the die-cast monorail that you can buy in the parks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
little guys on wheels. Yep. Yeah, so I had these. I was collecting these for years. Since my last time I went as a kid, I had monorail silver, and I've been collecting those for years. But there's not a great way to kind of display them. I just had them in the box. I didn't really know what to do with them. So the first thing I 3D printed was the monorail stand, so I could display them real nice. Naturally, the next thing I made was monorail station, which was Polynesian monorail station. And then everyone's asking me, when are you doing contemporary? So obviously I had to do contemporary. I wanted it to be in the scale that would work for those die casts.
Which makes it
and
big.
I also, yeah, it makes it huge. And people also wanted the battery operated ones, to do around the Christmas tree.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be huge, guys. And they're like, nah, it's fine, just do it. And I think the final dimension was like 34 inches long, maybe by 18 by 18, something like that.
That's incredible.
And that was a process. I forget how many parts. It might have been over 1,000 parts. Like each window was its own part and everything. Yeah, it was. It's a bear. I just sold out of that too, unfortunately, and I don't know when I'm going to reprint another one of those. So I hope you.
How long does it take to print that? Like, I mean, the design could take forever. It would take me the rest of my life. But I mean, how long? If like, could you drop ship it? Like, if you order one now, how long would it take to print one out?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So again, it's like parts. So each, it's probably 20 plates maybe worth of parts. Each one might take 6 or 10 hours, something like that.
And you're doing it at home?
You have multiple printers doing it.
Yeah, all at home. Yep. I ended up buying 2 printers. I probably need more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Get one.
Yeah. So it's realistically probably a week and a half, 2 weeks before I would have one available again if I just cranked it through pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
Karen says you need kid sizes. Just so you.
I do need kid size things that are on the docket. Kid sizes and actually more female kind of targeted. I definitely want to get into. We're trying. Jason's helping me out as well. Trying really hard to find out some ways, whether it's dresses or not really sure exactly what yet. Blouses, something, but.
And as you say that, I think Jason did send me your way somehow. Like I think he, I feel like we were going back and forth, and that's how I found you guys. And now because I think I'm going to have to order the Spaceship Earth button up.
Spaceship Earth is a nice one. We really like that. It's a different material than what you're wearing, but very nice, very silky smooth.
Well, and so look, I don't mean this in a negative way because we try to stay super positive around. I really, except for the lobby of the Polynesian, and they ruined that. And I try to mention it at least once each show in case somebody's listening to put it back the way it was. I love change. I love new stuff. I really, really do. I mean, I always miss the old things, but I just find that disappointing. I think it's under-imagineered. But I don't love Roosevelt shirts. Like, I mean, everyone has them. So, and my buddy Paul Gowder, he wears, I don't think I've ever seen him not in a Roosevelt shirt. And it's kind of his shtick, and they're great. And they really are cool, but I only have a couple that I actually like wearing. And I've got this one, which I love, and no one else has, right? And I do have a Bob Gurr one I bought that he had on his website. They were also,
I know that one, yeah.
And I really liked that shirt a lot because some of it's like I like my Disney a little more subdued, I mean,
Absolutely.
Obviously I've got junk everywhere. Right. So, I mean, you could wear this Spaceship Earth one, and if someone didn't know, they might not know what you were wearing.
Absolutely.
At all.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I think a lot of our designs do tend to lean that way, not just the shirts, but generally try to be a little more subtle with it. Because I think that's part of the at-home, aesthetic too, is it's just naturally part of your life. It's not loud. It's not, a big Mickey Mouse face or anything like that. It's just easily integrated into your life. But if makes you feel a little more like Disney at home.
Right. I catch enough grief for being a big Disney nerd at 54 years old, So, but your stuff, I mean, especially that American flag shirt, I don't even people know that it's Mickey on there. You know what I mean? It's just such a well done shirt. And I love your logo. I mean, I love that font. It's just so cool.
Yeah, a little take on the WED, the old WED stylings. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that's look, there's nostalgia built in for me for sure for going as a kid. And then there's a lot of family memories. I was looking at old photos today to find something I was looking for. And so it tears at my heartstrings. My youngest is a freshman in college and my oldest is graduating this year, so I've watched my kids grow up at Disney, which is just wild. But when I really start breaking it down, I love the old 70s or live action, the 60s live action, and it all kind of funnels back to I like the way things were built, and I like the way they were designed, and I like Walt probably more than I like going to the parks, actually, even though I do love going to the parks. But I love having an annual pass change that for me, where I could actually slow down and start looking at design and intention and what they were doing without rushing to the next, lightning lane. Or my wife and I went down and did Animal Kingdom and Epcot and didn't get on any rides, not one. Did a full day from open to close, just wandering, and it was two of the best Disney days of my life. It was just awesome.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. We're pretty much the same way. We'll go down for a long weekend. We might get a couple rides a day, and that's, when I look back at my fondest memories, none of them were when we were rushing around. It was always sitting. Yeah. Enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the company you're with, like that. Those are really ultimately the best moments. I mean, riding the rides is great, but at the end of the day, the ones you remember are the ones that were a little slower, I think.
I posted some kids of my, we went to SeaWorld, and I did not shield my daughters from Shamu. And so there's a picture, and they're just soaked, dude. I mean, it's so much water, and my wife kept my son dry. I'm a bad parent. I'm not a good dad. They seem to forgive me. It worked out okay in the end, but it was kind of like, ooh, I forgot about that. I might have made a mistake. But yeah, I mean, and even like doing YouTube, I was a little worried, like trying to, not that I'm trying to make a full-time job out of doing this. If that happened, that'd be great. Right. But that's not completely my goal. But looking for things to film, it has made me look deeper and deeper and deeper under the hood, right? Because you want to find something, like at some point in time, me wandering around the park, filming me wandering around the park is just like everyone else wandering around the park, filming themselves wandering around the park. So again, trying to find, little lessons or hidden things or, engineering things or something that's a little different. But I get to do that and slow down. It's all research, right? Big research trip to look around and see what's going on. And I really enjoy the parks for that. Right? What's that?
Drinking fountains.
That's right. I know, it's so stupid.
No, it's not actually. I'm a huge supporter. I will do the drinking fountains. My wife is like, no, I'm getting a bottle of water. So I'm curious where the best ones are, because that's all me all the time.
My oldest and always busy, but he says he's in art school. He's finishing up this year, and then going to start looking for a job, which is going to be tough because he had an internship at Pixar, went out and for storyboarding. Yeah, it was really cool. But then went back out for a job fair, and they're like, "Yeah, you should find another profession." Like animate, it's so bleak right now for them. But to Karen's point, who says I should make a list, which is probably true. But I think my oldest kid has a way to do an interactive map, and I think that'd be really fun to have a map, and then I could change the ratings if they got better or worse. But again, it was such a throwaway. Like I didn't know I'd run out of things to film. I didn't know what to do. Oh, I'll do water fountain.
I like it. Yeah, like I said, I would use that information. I really would.
So funny. You just never know.
My wife told me now that we go down a lot with annual passes, I should go find the water fountains you did and go, okay, Sean gave it a 7. I give it a 8.5. I was like,
So, and
I think park benches would be better.
My son's in college, and he called me the other day to say that his friends didn't. I did one from my doctor's office because I was bored. I was waiting for an elevator. And so I was like, oh, I wish I was at the parks. And so here's one. And his friend's like, yeah, don't do that again. We don't like that. We were confused. We didn't know where you were. I didn't understand it. Stick to Disney. All right. So tell me a little bit about the art you're doing. Like, I mean, that House of the Future sign is just so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was actually the first of something exciting we're getting into, which is silkscreen serigraph, you could call it, prints. So beyond our normal poster prints, we've always offered poster prints. That was the first thing we ever actually released. But now we're getting into limited edition silk screens. So I have a really great company, a print company out in Phoenix, Arizona. it's been helping me and kind of teaching me exactly how to best navigate that. So really excited. House of the Future was the first one that we released right at the beginning of the year, limited to 50. And I'm really happy with it. It's fun to work with like really great quality material, really great artists, craftsmen, the way that they do it is just incredible. And they've been really great showing me every step of the way, mixing the inks and doing the silk screens and everything. It's been really fun. So we're going to keep doing those this year. What I plan to do is one per season. So this was our winter one. We'll have a spring one probably next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's very close. And I actually do think I will have one in May for Star Wars. It's a big May for Star Wars. So
Wow.
I got to join the fun there. So I'll have one for May as well, and then summer and fall. So keep an eye out for those. We kind of picked some of our favorite designs and tweaked them a little bit to work for that medium. And we're going to offer them, as limited edition silkscreen prints. So really,
because the TTA one is incredible as well.
Yes. So that is next. That is the next one to come out.
I will say the old fast luggage tags are pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's where I was
those
going
have
next.
Been really popular. Yeah.
Well, and because here's the cool thing, right? Like you've got everything from $500 to $8, right? So, and if you don't like the shirt, then you can get an art print, or you know what I mean? Like, and you've got some of the same designs. Might be an art, might be a luggage tag, because not everybody. Like right now, again, me putting things on the wall. I'm trying not to. It's hard.
I hear you.
Because it's just going to end up being things. But luggage tags, I got plenty of luggage, and I could put 2 on 1. And the can coolers are awesome as well.
Thank you.
But I did get on the Tug the Strap when I posted that. Everybody's like, where was that? Where did you buy that? And I think I posted a picture of it from Animal Kingdom, and they were like, oh no, I don't understand.
Yeah, those have been kind of crazy. Yeah, I didn't expect the. I always thought it was cool. I mean, you go on a ride. I wanted one like for my seatbelt in my car. So for a few years, I've been looking like, how can I make this work? Should I actually just buy like tether and cut it and stitch it? Like, how will I make this work? Somehow I got to make this work. And as I look for different product designs and whatever, I stumbled across that type of, keychain style. And I was like, man, if you make this in yellow and put that text on there, this is just brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Karen's saying that the poly ones have such a good look, and they do. Like all of your tiki stuff looks like legitimate tiki gear, which I've learned a lot about.
That's a big inspiration too. Like a lot of those take inspiration from Shag, the art of Shag. I don't know if you're familiar with. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the guy, envious, right? So I kind of tried to take a stab at my twist on his work. So that's where those came from. Yeah, we
I didn't realize how many rules there were to tiki, right? Like I've always been drawn to it. Like if I think back, I've always loved tiki. I just think it's cool. I thought it was cool when my grandparents did it, in the 70s. And I lost this incredible Hawaiian shirt of my grandfather's that was legit from Hawaii. It was the coolest shirt. It was a horrible material, but it was a great shirt. And I have no idea where that is. And then I feel like, just wandering around the internet, I started following them redoing the Maikai in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but it's like, I think they celebrated their 65th year this year or last year. And so they've been around forever, suffered a bunch of water damage. The place was not doing well. And then somebody came in with like $3 million and redid the whole thing. And it's just like tiki mecca. It is so neat. But right. I mean, it out Disney's Disney. Oh. I mean, it's just incredible. For a square block, it is more Disney than Disney is. It's just wild.
Wow.
And we're like, we go to Key West in the summer as well. And so we now plan our trips to stop in Fort Lauderdale to see this place because it's just insane. But there's all kinds, like tiki people are very serious about tiki. Like you don't want to get in their way. Like there's rules to what you can have. And if you have, if you have nautical stuff, and that's not exactly tiki, and it's pretty wild.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but I find it kind of fascinating, right? I just think it's neat.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. The whole postmodern thing is just so neat.
Yeah.
So how often do you go to the parks?
Lately we've been fortunate to get annual passes, so we've been trying to go 3 or 4 times per year. Yeah, so for the last few years, about 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 times per year. Yeah, and honestly, we do try to balance at Disney World and Disneyland. We're huge. I don't know if I mentioned, but I went to school out in Arizona State, and so we were a decently short drive to Disneyland. So that was kind of where we gained an appreciation for that park, and it really is. The first time we went, we didn't see it. We were like, this is it kind of thing. But it's a slow burn and you start to realize like, yeah, this is actually a pretty special place. So we try to balance them.
That is 100% correct. So we did the same thing. We took the kids a long time ago, went to Disneyland, and we're kind of like, oh, it's not as magical as I thought it was going to be, And then when we went out to see my kid while they were doing their internship, and we went just for one day and just Disneyland, didn't do California Adventure, the whole day in one park. And I could have spent 2 more days there. Like you're exactly right. Like it I don't know. It's better the second time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just, it's different. It's so different, right?
Yeah. It's really hard to explain. I just hope that everyone gets that feeling eventually. You talk to people about it that maybe haven't gone, and you can't force it. Like you either feel it or you don't. And I think everyone usually does eventually, but yeah, it takes experiencing to feel it.
Michael was just saying I need to try Permanent Vacation in Orlando. Great tiki spot. So I might have to. We ventured out Valentine's Day. We went down and actually went off property for a meal. And it's probably the best sushi I've ever had in my entire life. Like it was incredible. I mean, I've been to Nobu in New York City and in Vegas, and this blew it away. Little spot in Orlando. It was really, really good.
Is that the one Lou told you about?
Mm-hmm. And it was just insane. Absolutely. So yeah, I'll check that out. Why not? All right. What else? So, all right. Give us your favorite park in Orlando out of the 4. Which one do you love?
You know what it is lately? Animal Kingdom. Come to appreciate Animal Kingdom. Just like you said with your trip, don't even have to go on an attraction. If you're looking for atmosphere, and really, I mean, arguably maybe the last time that, at least in the United States, Disney Imagineering really got it right, it was Animal Kingdom. I mean, totally underappreciated. Every square inch is just so well done. If you can appreciate the landscaping, I mean, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing park. Is that my favorite? That's tough to say. It's maybe tough to beat Epcot, but it might be. I mean, I've really come to appreciate it. And like right now, today, I'm going to say Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've never been to Nepal, but when I look at what they did, I feel like that might be what Nepal is like. I mean, in a cartoon version. Right.
Yeah, obviously. But still, it's funny you say Nepal. We were there. We were waiting for Yak and Yeti. And there, just across the way, was a little, I don't know, like a little pergola type area. I don't know that I've ever noticed it. I don't know that anyone's ever noticed it. But the detail in the woodworking was just absolutely incredible. I mean, all hand carved, the whole thing. Every inch had a carving on it. And I was like, my God, this is amazing. And we just walked past it on our way to Dinosaur or whatever, It's incredible.
And that's, and I, look, I don't have an artist's eye. My kid does. And so they explain things to me and I go, oh yeah, why didn't I see that? That makes perfect sense now that you've said it out loud. But for instance, and we've talked about it probably ad nauseum, but the Riviera, we stayed there and it's a great hotel. I mean, it's our room was beautiful. The grounds were nice. And then we're like, well, wasn't that fun? And my kid's like, no, Dad, that's it's a big hotel with a fancy awning. There's nothing to it. There's no soul. There's no Imagineering. And I was like, no, you're right. Or even the Polynesian Tower, which I do think is beautiful. And I get it. But is it is it Imagineered or is it just a hotel design, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that one, so actually, weirdly enough, when we were in Disneyland, we were seeing, on the TV, they have certain little featurettes and everything. And they did have one about the tower. And it's clear that there is thought to it. There is care in some of the aspects. But that's what it is some of the aspects. It's not all the way, right? It's not a full commitment. It's this thing we took time and got an artist to do, and it was all well and good. But it wasn't the whole package, right? I think they're still falling short on the broader strokes. It is just a building, but it has a nice piece of art in it. And then, that wasn't enough before.
It kind of feels like, and I might not be saying this correctly, but like sometimes you see a house and they build it and you can tell they built the outside and then stuffed the inside into it. Like it doesn't make sense. They don't work together. Right. And so like the Riviera is a beautiful hotel and it really is great, but they kind of sprinkled, Walt and Lillian went to the Riviera one time, so here's the story. Whereas Animal Kingdom or Lodge or Wilderness Lodge or even Grand Floridian, the story begins the moment you see the building and carries with you all the way until it's in the rearview mirror when you're leaving the park, Everything has a story to it, as opposed to, we're going to build this hotel and here's the design. And then, and one time Pocahontas came here. So it really feels like that. Now, Karen's right. Karen says she lived in Hawaii and it reminds her a lot of Hawaii and Honolulu. And I do see that. Like if you have to build a high rise, that's what it looks like. Although I wonder why not just copy Aulani? Because I haven't been there yet, but Aulani looks like has complete story, right? It feels like you can see where the pushback between Imagineer and financier was.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
And I keep quoting this, but go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying we did a tour to DVC at the Riviera. We walked into the lobby, and my daughter was probably 9. And she's like, "This is it? Just the lobby? It's tiny. It's small."
But so that was my first complaint too, and with the Riviera as well. Although design wise, the staircase in the Riviera is weird. Like it's one person. Like it's very strange, and that seems like an oversight. But I started looking, like the Boardwalk has a small lobby, and that's a beautifully themed hotel. Like I think they did a good job with that. But it's not the grand lobby. Like you pull into the Contemporary, which is a low lobby, but it's still pretty impressive. And that portico coming in kind of makes you feel like Cary Grant, that you're somebody just getting in there, and Polynesian, everything else does it as well. It just seems like it would have matched that roof line. Like, why not? Okay, it's a high rise, but let's, like the new Floridian, at least goes along. But then Bay Lake Tower doesn't, and I'm sure.
Well, I think Lakeside's going to look just like Polynesian Tower.
It does have some similar design elements.
It's very flat, very square.
And yet I'll go there and I'll probably have a great time. But
I'll probably.
But I do like in that 3 Years in Wonderland. I think I've quoted it like 4 times in the last 2 weeks. But Walt got really mad because he was trying to tell people, like, I'm not trying to make money today. Like I'm not doing this so that this month our spreadsheet's positive. This is something I'm trying to make forever. So that there's literally no competition. Like that's what he wanted. He wanted a place that you couldn't even compare it. It was apples and oranges no matter what you did. There was nothing to compete with it because it was one of a kind, which he still pretty much has done,
Yeah.
And they've done a good job. And how do you carry on without him? That would be so hard. I can't even imagine.
Absolutely.
All right, favorite ride. What's your favorite ride in Orlando? Well, give us both
ride. Okay. What's been my favorite ride recently in Orlando is Tower of Terror. And it's the same way. It's, the theming there. I mean, if there's a ride that I could just spend time around all day, it's that one. I'll just wait in the queue. I love it. Absolutely love it. The detailing there is fantastic. And then even the ride. Like, I'm not a big thrill ride guy, but even the ride before the drops, I think is great. I think the effects are great. They hold up really well. I love it. Yeah. Lately, that's been me.
Our buddy Lou Mangello from WW Radio had an event there several years ago in the Tower of Terror. I mean, inside in the lobby, like a cocktail night. And I'm so jealous I didn't get to go.
That would be amazing.
Because again, I wouldn't even be talking to anybody. I'd just be walking around pointing at everything, you know. How about West Coast?
Yeah, West Coast Pirates. And that's probably my real answer just across the board in the world is Pirates. Right. And Disneyland Pirates is so good. Absolutely love it. And that's one, it came to mind when you were saying about what Walt was doing. Like when you get it that right the first time, you don't have to do it again. Like that's pretty much, as far as I know, that's pretty much how it was presented, minus Jack Sparrow, all those years ago. And it's still just the best. It's absolutely so good.
My kids still love it. You know, we still go on it. You know, I think I skipped it when I was down there by myself, and Seamus was like, that's the first time, Dad, I've ever heard you not go on Pirates.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it's a people eater, but it's still so fun. And it's a nice long like it's just so good. Everything about it.
Karen says Peter Pan, always. And she's not wrong there.
Peter Pan's a great one. I mean, yeah.
Because, again, I still remember as a kid looking down on that London map from that and just how magical that was. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to do some of the Disneyland, like kind of plussed versions of the dark rides.
Mm-mm.
They've gone around and added some, you know, they've done a really good job at keeping the same spirit of it. Because like these dark rides are a little bit simpler in their, you know, animatronics and how they're presented, but they're plussing them with some very specifically tuned, let's say, projection, not faces or anything, just well-placed projection and things like that. That I think has modernized them, but in a way that they still feel like the originals. So that's been really nice to see. I don't know that they've done that in Disney World yet, but yeah, that's been nice.
I think a lot of people get caught up in that. Like I like that they put some IP in Small World. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Like I think just the little pieces. It's just enough. It doesn't take away. And again, we've talked about it before, but the new Country Bears, I think is great.
Okay.
Do I miss the old one? Yeah, absolutely. Like that old one was awesome. There's no blood on the saddle, and that bothers me. But if you're going to redo it because people don't care and it's a different generation, and at some point in time, I won't be going to the parks anymore. So you want new people to come. I feel like that ride, and to be fair, I did get to go to an opening thing with Imagineer and who went. So after I heard his explanation, it made a lot of sense. But you know, it's got a modern twist that I know people are mad about, but I think it harkens back to the old ride pretty well. You know, I feel like that had a lot of tender love and care to it.
You know, that makes me think of something that I just had a son, 10-month-old son now. And so he's starting to go for the first time. Yeah. But it makes me think, and I'm curious now that you've mentioned that kind of next generation, let's say, I wonder I know how I saw the park when I was a kid, and you know how you saw the park, you know, your first times. I wonder how they will see it now that it has changed in a lot of different ways. What they're targeting and kind of what they're focusing on is different. Things that were new to us are old now. Like, I just wonder what they will see through their eyes in this next generation. And I really don't know, you know? I don't know if I should.
I think the bones will be there. They'll look at the bones of it. The old school approach to Disney, and that's what I remember my kids, you know, showing them that, and showing them the windows and all the ride stuff. But then they'll have, like, I'm not a Frozen guy, but when Frozen came out, my daughter, I'm like, I admit, Maelstrom, you killed me. You took my ride away. But it wasn't for me. It's for her. But you know, we go back and she still rides that, and just knowing that when they change something like Country Bears, I'm passionate about like Sean's passionate about the fountain. I'm an old school guy. But when I look at my two girls and they're singing and clapping and they know the words, they know the songs that they're singing, I'm like, okay, this isn't for me, it's for them. So I think the structure will be there, but it'll be more wrapped around what they're seeing in the world and what they're learning, what they're watching on Disney Plus, what they're watching on the Disney Channel. So I think it'll still have its backbone to it, but everything else will change.
Well, I mean, Andrew has a truck named Big Al, so I mean, he really likes the Country Bears. It's, you know, we did a show on it with another buddy of ours and talking about, and I don't know that this is true. I don't have any scientific evidence for this, but I do feel like raising, and we went the first time when my twins were 1 and my daughter was 2. So, I mean, they're 15 months apart, Irish triplets. And we took them in this giant triple stroller, and they don't remember it, right? At least not consciously, right? But I do feel like, and see, this is where I get a little squirrely. Drew says Haunted Mansion is his favorite ride, both East and West Coast, which is not bad. And see, I kind of want to see the Jack Skellington overlay out on the West Coast. I've never seen it, but
it's really good. It doesn't even look like an overlay. I mean, it's incredible what they're able to do. I mean, it takes them about a month, I guess, to put it in, but I mean, it doesn't look like an overlay at all. It just looks like a fantastic attraction.
We'll have to go at that at some point. I think our next trip is Alani, and then after that, I'm putting all my pennies in a jar for Tokyo. I want to see.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I want to see Tokyo and Disney Sea. I'm dying to. But my wife said if we don't go to Hawaii, she's going to divorce me, and I only think she's being kind of hyperbolic. But I do feel like raising, and I've got a big, tough son. You know, they stayed little kids for longer. You know, they wanted stuffed animals longer. And they stay, you know, and we're a tight family, and I guess we probably would have been without Disney as well. But, you know, my kids call 4 or 5 times a week, you know, just to chat, you know, and they're in college. They should be almost like go do something, you know, and they are. They all have really, I'm just kidding. They all are very active socially and do stuff. But I mean, I really do credit some of those 1950s and 60s Disney family values for holding us together. And the parks, no matter how they're designed or how they're put together, they have gobs of that, right? It is still a place for a family to go and enjoy some time together.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And that's why I worry so much about the under Imagineering, because I feel like in kind of a whole Gestalt picture thing, you know, it's those carvings in Animal Kingdom that, yeah, maybe you didn't notice them, but something registers, right? Like it catches something.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think the problem is I don't think people are so vocal or active in knowing that, so therefore Disney doesn't know that they know that, right? So then it creates this attitude of, well, why are we doing that if no one notices? But they do. They subconsciously do. So I'll see.
And it's not just all built for regulars, right? Like that's something I try to post a question on Facebook every day, and I love reading the answers. It's so much fun because it's so 50-50. Like they're, you know, Disney people have strong opinions about a lot of things. And so, I really like kind of pulling up the rock a little bit to see what scurries out from what people say. It's just interesting. But it's not just that like, oh, well, you go all the time and that's why you feel this way. No, I really don't. I go all the time because I love it. And then I see this stuff because I'm there all the time. And it is fun to look for new things because there's still a ton of stuff I haven't done at Disney. You know, lots and lots and lots. And they keep changing things, which again, I'm not against. You know, I think some people like to, I mean, I getting rid of the Liberty Bell boat is tough because it just feels so walty, if that's a word. Then I miss it. All right, what ride do you skip? What ride do you not care about at all?
That's a tough one. I mean, there are a lot of rides I haven't been on ever. I'm not a big show guy. I'll say that. Maybe the most surprising one is like the Festival of the Lion King. I famously have never ever seen that. So
I've been once.
Yeah. Like shows I'll definitely skip.
It's going to change with a kid though. It's going to be so different.
Yeah. It's at least it'll be the first time with him. So I'm sure that'll help. But yeah, like shows, parades, stuff like that, I don't really go for if that counts.
So it absolutely can. We have no rules here. But it's interesting. I'm going with my mom this weekend. And then she went last weekend and was like, hey, can I come with you on one of your trips? I'm like, sure, come on. And she's like, well, can we sit for the parade? I'm like, yeah. And we had a front row spot like on a corner, and it was awesome. And I'd kind of forgotten how awesome it was because, you know, I just have skipped it. And then she's like, I really want to sit in front of the castle for fireworks. And I'm like, ugh, all those people. And it was awesome. And I'd forgotten how awesome it was. Will I do it every time? No. I mean, shows are probably the first thing to run wild. I'm sorry, not run wild. I'm reading and talking at the same time, and that's what happened. But Matthew from Married to Let Imaginary Run Wild. And he just did a podcast, and that's what was my contribution, is that I hope Josh tomorrow I know it can't be unlimited, but just lets Imagineering take over. We had a guy on the show, Ken Bruce, and he was an artist storyboard artist for Pixar and Disney. And he worked on Up and all. He's a really neat guy. And I watched him, and probably with both venom and just a sense of sadness, looking at some of the stuff they did for the queue for Haunted Mansion on the West Coast, and it's not good. Like it looks like Lowe's, And he's like, this is what happened when they don't have a checkbook, when they don't have mom and dad's credit card, it ends up looking like this. And so I hope that we can get back to a little more of a waterfall for no reason, or a stream that runs under, and a story for that stream and where it's going and why it's going there and what. Or because I love the stupid little things like the palm trees in the Tomorrowland that are supposed to be solar, and the batteries are the coconuts, and it's powering all of Tomorrowland. Drew says the Barnstormer is too much like yoga. That's funny. He's not wrong. Have you ridden the Barnstormer, Andy? No.
Probably years ago. Probably. I think so.
What else have you not been on? I'm fascinated.
Yeah, let's see. What have I not been on? I guess, I don't know if it counts as, it's like Shows Plus, but like the laugh floor type of thing, and the Turtle Talk stuff,
I've never done Turtle Talk.
Yeah, they're both dad jokes.
Yeah. The ones, actually, we could probably just start by what has opened most recently. Like, those are the ones I haven't done. Tron, I haven't done Ratatouille. I barely just did recently the Guardians, coaster. Because once they do the virtual queues and stuff, I'm checked out. I'm like, I can't, no chance. That's over my head. I'm just going to have to wait till I wait in line. So, like new attractions are the ones that I actually tend to not have gone on.
Did you like Guardians?
I did like Guardians. Yeah, it's a fantastic coaster.
Yeah.
I am concerned with the direction of Epcot and all these things like that, of course. Like, yeah, there's that to it. But it is a fantastic coaster. No question. Great coaster, and people love it. People do love it. So, again, it's one of those things of like, how are people perceiving these parks? I'm sure that was an upgrade over Ellen and Bill Nye. But for me, I don't know if it was.
It's upgrade's the wrong word, right? And that's the thing. Like what's left? Like Spaceship Earth.
Much.
Spaceship Earth. Living with the Land. And they still have a couple of the movies, like in China, those. So the I can't think of it. Not education, but education. Edutainment. Thank you. Christmas. There's not much left of that, and I really liked that about the park, and my kids did too. Now they love the rides. They can't wait to get back on Guardians, but they liked that stuff. I think you go through a period from like 14 to 25 where all you want to do is hang upside down with your hair on fire, right? But then you slowly turn back around to where that stuff's fun. But like Andrew was saying, getting rid of Maelstrom. We talked to Tim Foster. Was it last week? I watched the movie every time, I know I liked that movie. I thought it was cool, and Epcot's in a weird spot, isn't it?
It was a giant mess hall with nothing in it. Ooh.
Yeah. A lot of that new stuff, I don't know that it got us where we thought we were going to be. I mean, for a variety of reasons. I can't completely blame Imagineering for that, but
no.
But it's in a weird spot right now for sure.
All right, so Andrew Prince wants to know what you do when you go to the parks. What's your day like?
When we go to the parks?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's slow to start off. It's slow. Typically at Walt Disney World, we don't rope drop, but we still get there pretty early. But no rope drops, roll in, typically do. We're always good for like a Tomorrowland Transit Authority, Carousel of Progress. We'll do a Small World. Just kind of the easy stuff that you can get on quickly. Like we'll do that, love it, wait for the breakfast spots to open up, get our breakfast. We try to stay like a few hours before what everyone else is doing. So we try to eat lunch earlier, get to the pool earlier,
Right.
and then get back up to the parks when everyone's at dinner. Like we try to do timing a lot differently than every other group. So yeah, that's kind of our thing is roll in just like after the rope drop crowd, but before everyone else, get the breakfast early, maybe one more ride, get back to the pool early, shower up, change, get dinner early, and then we got kind of the park to ourselves for the rest of the night. That's kind of like our...
It's smart. We probably should not put that out to the public. Like that's the perfect
true.
day.
Now that you mention it, I should not mention certain places we go to when we go to them.
Well, I was and look, we didn't do it the first few years because I will tell you this from a dad's perspective that I thought was kind of cool is that my kids, even when they were young, they knew we were coming back the next year, right? Not all the time. We went once a year up until 3 years ago or 2 years ago. And if Peter Pan was an hour and a half, I'm like, do you guys want to ride it? And they're like, 45 minutes. I don't really want to wait. We're good. And I'm like, thank you. And so they knew we'd see it again, right? It's not going to end. And I felt like that gave them we never had any blowups in the park. I was never dragging my kids out as they're holding on to, some Mickey doll trying to get back in there. They were great and they got into that exact same schedule very quickly. Get up. Now we did rope drop when we were once a year because we had missions in the morning, but it was like, we pick one thing to do. We got to do that. And then everything else will fall into place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One thing I'd say you need to do with a family is off days. You're going to need off days.
No park days.
Yeah. So like every day, every other 2 days, we would take off and just hang out, like stay in the room in the morning time, maybe a late breakfast, kind of let like my wife kind of chill because she was one a day. Then kids would just kind of chill. I'd take them to the pool and she'd kind of stay in the room and sleep for a little bit. But off days are key to our vacation. You might look into that.
We tried to do that. We tried to do park day, off day, because it's funny. I posted today or I don't know, yesterday, I post so many things, but about like, do you park hop or resort hop, and I was surprised at how many people didn't know what resort hopping was, like didn't even think about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Animal Kingdom, like that's a half day just in that lobby and then your own savannah. And last time when they were there, they had a dude from Africa talking about the animals out there. It was like we had our own private safari, and all we did was drive over and park, and we had lunch there at Sanaa or something. So, but we were there like 4.5, 5 hours. And you know what the ticket price was? $0, even if you're staying at the Holiday Inn Express by the interstate, you can still pop over and do that. We have a very cool like monorail eating thing. We start at Polynesian for coconut meatballs and then go to Grand Floridian for what my daughter says is the best mac and cheese on property. And then Contemporary has a flatbread pizza. So, that's a couple hours, and you didn't have to pay for a ticket. And we love it. But the days off are nice. It's just hard because the hotels, if you're staying on property, the hotels are so expensive. Yeah. But then if you're paying for them, then why aren't you enjoying them?
True. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, about an hour. So that's what I try to cut it off. This is awesome, man. Please take a few minutes and tell us a little more about where we can find you and how to get your stuff and what we should buy.
Sure. Yeah. So number one place is athomeimagineering.com. You could visit our website and see everything we have to offer there. We're mostly just on Instagram, so you can just search At Home Imagineering on Instagram, and you'll find our posts. We try to post fairly frequently and keep you guys up to date with new products and new designs we're working on. So, yeah, always have new stuff coming out, and a few things in the next few weeks will be coming out as well, so keep an eye.
Well, the funny thing is you've got me going backwards. So I've always looked at those monorails and been like, I'd like to have those. Well, what would I do with them? So I'm actually going to buy the monorails because of your tracks, not the tracks because of your monorails. Like I'm literally going in the opposite direction. Like I'll probably pick the monorail up this week, but when you restock those, like that's the whole reason I'm buying the monorails because that looks so cool.
Yeah,
and you will restock those, right?
Yes, yeah. Those ones I try to keep in stock as much as possible. They're just a few parts. Yeah. So those will be in stock definitely. Contemporary, I can't promise you when they'll be in stock again.
I don't know if I don't have a lot of room on the shelf anymore. It's starting to fill up. Well, thanks, man. This has been awesome. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed and we'll come back and look, if there's anything you just feel like you need to talk about with Disney, man, send me a text or an email or something and you can come back on the show anytime. We're always looking for guests.
Yeah, it was a great time. I think, I'd be happy to come again in the future.
Cool.
Always happy to talk Disney.
Andrew, you got a video up. I'm so proud of you.
Got a video up. It's not bad. It's a quick walk through at night. My favorite time to go to Hollywood Studios at night and see everything. So, part 1 is Toy Story Land and Batuu. So next week will be the main drive. So took me a little bit. I'm still learning how to do all this editing. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'm like critiqued it for a week. My wife's like, "Would you please post it? Just put it up.
Yeah,
it'll be fine." So.
You just got to do it. I'm his accountability partner for this. He wants to do a YouTube channel. Yeah. I'm like, dude, just do it. Just like your first 100 videos, no one's looking at those. Like, no one goes back and looks at your old stuff. They don't care. Just put it out there for fun, and it's hard. Yeah. And then again, if you don't listen regularly, I think if you just Google "but mostly Disney," you'll find all the myriad of things I do it. Andrew Prince, thank you so much for coming by, and Karen, Matthew, thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. And again, Andy, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you spending your time with us.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you, chat.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next week.
See you.
Too short, it's over now, and we hate to say goodbye, but we'll be back next Tuesday night, or at least we sure will try.